Hey, what's going on, guys? I know it's been a while since I've made any videos about World War II Army Air Corps reenacting. So today I just wanted to make a quick video about the reproduction caps that I use when I go out in the field to air shows or World War II living history events, things like that, when I portray World War II Army Air Corps airmen. So we're just going to start right here. This cap is the Flighter. This was made by a company called Diamond Capco. Unfortunately, the guy that used to make these no longer makes them. So if you want one, you're just going to have to wait and see if one pops up on eBay or something like that. I see them come up every now and then online. But this one I got when I was 16 when I first started Air Corps reenacting. It's a 7.5, and this is based off of the Bancroft Fighter, which was a very, very popular style of crush cap that was used by airmen in the Army Air Corps during World War II. It's got the single ply visor, and it's very crushable as well, so you could basically just take it and crush it like that. You can get a look inside right here. This label is based off of the Bancroft label, but where it says Diamond, on the originals it would actually say Bancroft, but because of licensing issues, he had to go with his own brand name, Diamond. And on the sweatband right here, you also have what used to say Flighter by Diamond, but after years of wearing this around in the heat and sweating in it, the oils from my skin basically just wore most of it away. But it used to be there. But yeah, this is a really good cap, and if you can find a diamond cap in your size, I'd highly recommend getting it. He made several different patterns. It wasn't just the Flighter that he made. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite caps that I've got. Here, we've got another cap that I got actually a couple months ago. This is made by Society Brand Hat Company. Basically, he's taken over making reproduction crush caps. He actually had help from Diamond Dave, giving him pointers and things like that. So he's really, really good, and he knows what he's doing. This is based off of an original cap that's in the Smithsonian collection that was worn by a B-17 pilot in the 8th Air Force. This is the one that's in the Smithsonian was English made, so it's got a pretty cool, like, unique features. For example, the wool that's used for the crown isn't like gabardine or wool felt or things like that. It's actually made out of a wool called Barathea, which was very common on theater-made or English-made officers' caps. I know the RAF used these to make their caps with, but they also made them in green, and they made green ones for U.S. Army servicemen. And the band, it's got like a khaki mohair band right there. If you look inside, it's got a really cool label, English label on the inside, made in England by J. Collett Limited. What's actually really cool is this company actually existed during World War II and did make caps for the U.S. Army during World War II for guys who were in England overseas from like 42 to 1945. So I really like this one, and he also makes caps to your size. I just had my head measured, and he made one exactly to my head measurements, and it really fits like a glove. It's beautiful. And last but not least, over here we have another Flighter cap. This too was also made by Society Brand Hat Company. This is a little different than the one made by Diamond. Bancroft made several variations of the Flighter cap. When I say variations, they use different materials at different times. At one point they used this type of mohair braid. It's called rayon. It was a more economical version, basically just to save on wool and things like that. And on a lot of original Bancroft Flighters, it has this dark green rayon braid used, which is really, really cool. It also has a really nice dark green wool gabardine color for the crown. And the visor, it's just like the first one. It's very, very pliable and flexible. The cap can still, just like on the first one, you can crush it up and basically just stick it in your pocket. But however, the label is different. He actually uses the actual Bancroft label, the Bancroft name. He actually has the license to use the original Bancroft label. And also you'll see he's got the different style of stamping the sweatband with the Flighter label. As you saw in the first one, it was gold. This one, it's actually like imprinted with like a black ink type thing, so it's a little more resistant to, you know, the oils on your skin when you wear it and things like that. But yeah, it's a very, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful cap. So yeah, I use these caps basically depending on the event, whatever event I'm doing or what impression I'm portraying. These are perfect for like these two. The flighters are good for like if you're portraying stateside or, you know, overseas in England or France or Italy, something like that. This, if I'm portraying a guy who's like in the 8th Air Force in England, this is definitely perfect for that. Because a lot of guys in the 8th Air Force, when they were overseas in England, had uniforms and caps and things like that tailor-made to them while they were overseas. Because, you know, the stuff that they purchased in the U.S., it wore out. So they needed to find a place where they can get replacements. And the British were certainly more than happy to make uniforms and clothes for us while we were overseas. So... yep, that's about it for my repro caps. I'll be making more videos on like my flight jackets and things like that, so stay tuned. And that's it. Have a good day, guys.